Ladies and gentlemen, I only got one thing to say to you. Actually, I've only got one thing to sing to you, baby. All hands at the wheel. Tell me how good does it feel? We've got Sanchez, Paul Pogba, and Fred. Marcus Rashford is back born and bred. We're the kings of English football. We've won it all. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. Manchester United, 3. PSG, 1. Guess who just came out and put in the fucking result? Penalty, no penalty, I don't give a fuck. Manchester United just came in and put in the work, and we managed to come out and win that. Something that I never thought was possible, and I am 100% full on admitting that. I never thought we would go into PSG and win that match. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to introduce my homie, my guy, Matthew McFadden. How you doing, bro?
Oh, man, what a night. What an absolute night that was. I don't think it's humanly possible to be that nervous going into that penalty, but I tell you what, it paid off. Oh. That was, like, for someone, like, being only 21 years old, I don't remember the 99 final. So for me, and I don't remember too much from watching the 2008 final, so for me, this is just the best night ever as a Man United fan. Like, I don't know how we've done it. Honestly, no idea how we've done it.
How did it, like, I don't know how it's possible that we managed to go into PSG, a place that we never thought we would go in and win. We talked about the fact that PSG have a fabulous and phenomenal record at home, but PSG, the classic bottlers that they are, they came in to that match and they took us lightly because we didn't have Paul Pogba, we didn't have Ander Herrera, we didn't have Nemanja Matic, we didn't have Anthony Martial, we didn't have Jesse Lingard, we didn't have any of those guys. Guys, I just listed off almost half of our starting 11. And yet somehow Manchester United came into that match, put in the business, and guess what, baby? We out here in 2019, we're coming for it all. We are coming for it all. I don't understand how. Like, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I listened to that match. I only listened to it because that's the only way I could listen. I would basically had it on the radio. That's essentially what I had it, as I had it on the radio on my AirPods. And I am just buzzing after that result. We got the debut from Mason Greenwood. We got the debut from Tahith Chong. We got it all, baby. Like Jared just said, future is bright. Future is bright. Like, end of the day, guys, I don't care if we go on and we lose in the next round. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And I know Matthew will just 100% just agree with me on that.
Honestly, right, I'm just lost for words.
It's impossible not to be.
So speechless ever. Because, look, like, the game plan, can I just say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, tactical genius. Like, he executed that game plan to absolute perfection.
We couldn't have done it better. Oh, Ryan, we're just gonna jump into the player ratings because
I'm just gonna tens all around, if I'm honest.
Yeah, like it might be tens all around. Listen, like I am. And like Nikki Collins just said, like I was listening to it at work, and I actually so with the last 10 minutes, I pulled out my phone. Not gonna lie, I pulled out my phone while we were walking around. My coworkers might have been getting a little bit upset with me, but you know what? It was all worth it because at the end of the day, what Manchester United just did is something that I'll be able to talk about for years to come, like years to come, and. I honestly am in shock. And guys, like what is it, I'm having all you guys just jump in here and you're talking about the same things that we are. Like Lukaku with two, like Lukaku got 2, something that I never would have thought happened. Like we're talking about things that I had no idea. I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, and I don't care that the 2 goals were basically, you know, a snake in the box type goals. Like, I don't care. I don't care. We won that. Oh, dude, Harrison, 100%. And Omar, cloud nine, absolutely. Di Maria, the fucking snake that he is, I was so happy that they panned to his face and it just that absolute look of disbelief and shock. Dude, I don't care. Di Maria, you're irrelevant. Get out of here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All the crap you talked after that match, get out of here. Get out of here. We're Manchester United, baby, and we are back. And let me tell you what, if Ole isn't given this job, like tomorrow, give him the job tomorrow, because there's no reason not to anymore. Genuinely, there's not. I mean, Matthew, I can't think of a reason not to give him the job now.
You know what? I've said so many times, don't announce it this season. Or don't announce it with the season, part of the season remaining. See if they go ahead and announce it. I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care one bit.
Give him the password to the bank account, said Jay Hart.
Give him the keys to Manchester.
Just give him everything.
The guy thinking himself is even more of a legend than I could have possibly thought he could have been.
And dude, it's 100%. I could not agree more. Could not agree more.
Like that game tonight was Ole time. That's what it'll be referred to as.
Forever now and forever always Ole time. And we have Ole ball, which is so much better than anything else that exists in the world right now.
Yep. You were mentioning the fact that the first two goals had a hint of fortune to them. Although top strikers were kind of pounced at the opportunities. I kind of prefer that because it shows just how aware that they were. Because for that game, we had to defend. I mean, the bus was well and truly packed. But you know what? I couldn't care less. Like, you're going to have to do that sometimes in a European game.
Well, and we hit on the counter so brilliantly.
Yeah. Like, every time we went forwards, we were thinking about a serious chance could be created here.
Yeah.
And for Lukaku to pounce on those two chances, I mean, like, you can't fault him. You really can't fault him that much.
Nope. No, you really can't.
For that penalty. I mean, this guy must have balls the size of small planets.
And when, like Ryan Downs just said, a young nucleus of a team ready to explode.
But,
100%.
Like Rashford is 2.5 months younger than me, and that is a scary thought. To think that he's out there in PSG taking the shot that if he misses, PSG goes through, and if we score, we go through. Like, that guy must have some serious confidence. And he saw, like, I'm not sure if anyone else saw the post-match interview. Everyone else was going mad. Like, Pogba was jumping in. He was hugging Lukaku. They were all going mad. And Rashford was just as quiet as you like. I thought that's a penalty taker right there. And it was his first penalty as well that he's ever taken, apart from the England penalty shootout one. But the first penalty in, like, a proper, regulation time of football that he's ever taken.
That is crazy to think about too, isn't it? That's really crazy. Like, and honestly, there's so many things we could talk about in this match, guys. But really quick, I did want to tell you guys, yes, I am in a hotel, and I don't care that people are probably upset right now that I am being loud. I don't care. I don't care. This is bigger than anything that's going on right now in your lives. Sorry, don't care. Get out of here with your negativity. We're all about the positivity right now, baby. And let me tell you what, here's some more positivity for you guys. Guess who actually gets to take an early flight home tomorrow to go back to his wife and his pup? You guys are going to get Arthur again, possibly tomorrow. Actually, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Friday. But Matthew, let's dive into this. Let's dive into it. We get to these player ratings because that's going to be the best way to talk about this. David De Gea. I mean, there was the one goal that went in. I mean, but really not a lot can be done about it. I mean, what are you going to give David De Gea for today?
I tell you what, De Gea made me absolutely shit myself in the last minute for not catching that ball. Like, it was an easy catch and he could have just caught it. But instead he punched it out. And like, I was watching the game with my cousin at Mancy's house and we looked at each other at that moment and thought, why have you done that? Why have you punched it out? But you know what? See, apart from that, he actually made a few good saves. So 8 out of 10.
And 8 out of 10. You know what? I don't care. 8 out of 10. We're all about positivity right now.
We're probably going to give over generous ratings, but
who cares?
Really?
Who cares?
Who cares? Like, we've just done the comeback I was going to say the comeback of dreams, but one of the greatest comebacks in Champions League history. Like Ole has actually made history with that because he's the first guy or the first manager to get a team to come back from 2 goals down when the home leg was the first leg.
Yep.
No other team has done that ever.
Oh, Marcus, we always out here, baby. We are always out here. Like, I think Manchester United win the Champions League this year. I mean, I'm not gonna say that's gonna happen, but let me tell you what, I'm not ruling it out at this point now. After what we just did to PSG with not having our starting lineup, I'm not ruling out anything. Genuinely not. And guys, if you want to have your player ratings read out, get them in the comments, and I will get your player ratings read out. Because I think that De Gea 8, guess what? I'm riding the optimism train right now. De Gea 8, give it to me all day long. All day long. Omar K said De Gea 7. J Hart said 7 for De Gea. Was quiet other than the last 3 minutes. Yeah, for the most part, you're right. RB Comps said now it's our turn to turn it around. Forza Juve. Good luck to you guys. Honestly, good luck to you guys. I mean, I like Cristiano Ronaldo, so why wouldn't I root for Juve to go on to the next round? Let's see here. So George Kyle said De Gea 10. You know what? Optimism, love it. Mr. Exclusive said De Gea 99. Yeah, you know what? Fine. I don't care. Give it to him. Give it to him. Danny Dobson said De Gea 6. De Gea should have punched Di Maria, not the ball. Harrison, I probably would have been okay with that. Could it be the greatest? Consider the fact that we played reserves and academy kids. Yeah, Sav, that's 100% why I agree that this could be the greatest turnaround that's ever happened in Premier League history.
Premier League history.
I mean, Premier League. Sorry, Champions League. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's been obviously been a bit of a long day, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and say it. We out here in 2019, baby. It doesn't matter about anything else. So Vegas, am I missing anybody else? Sorry. So Vegas Golf said De Gea solid 8. Harrison said everybody 10. Fuck it, nobody gave us a chance. You know what? That is a fantastic point from my guy Harrison there. Nobody gave us a chance. Everybody deserves a 10. Nick Archer said De Gea 8. Saying, give it to me all day long in a hotel room gives a different meaning. J. Hart, I love you, buddy. I love you. Let's see. It's okay. We got haters, and you know what? I don't mind. We're all delirious. We are all delirious right now. No Juventus fan, Roberto Bestwick. Oh, okay, RB. Got it. Cool. Yeah, Putri, yeah. Absolutely mad game. Absolutely mad game. And Torch, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I mean, you guys already can see it. This isn't my normal set. And you know what? We get out content here. Right now, guys, it is 4:27 p.m. Ryan just asked what time it is. It is 4:27 p.m. So I'm just happy I was able to watch the game. Matt Marcus, you know I'm buzzing. You know I'm buzzing. But Matthew, let's go ahead and move on to Ashley Young. From what I kind of heard, especially first half, we were really attacked down that right-hand wing. What do you think?
You know what? I'm not going to lie, right? It wasn't an amazing game, but he actually didn't do that bad.
Yeah.
Like I've talked about it so often where Ashley Young struggles against wingers who use this, or for example, left wingers who are left-footed and will constantly stay wide, like Di Maria. But I'll tell you what, he actually did not too bad.
Well, and like we've talked about in the past, though, Matthew.
Have I seen that comment from George?
Yes, Young 10.
This is a dream. I'm living in a parallel universe here.
We aren't in the normal world anymore, Matthew.
It's confirmation. But I'll tell you what, Young for me, I'd probably give him the same rate as De Gea, 8 out of 10. But I didn't really see much wrong with his performance, or nothing really of note. So,
well, the problem came that, like I said, because I was pretty much listening to it like a radio broadcast, especially in the first half, I heard a lot about how they were attacking us down their left, our right. And when you hear that, you kind of have to take into consideration that their attack was basically targeting him. And the fact that they still only did allow only one goal is phenomenal. Phenomenal. So I'll go ahead and give Ashley Young an 8 as well. Like, I don't care, like, if people don't like it, because at the end of the day, it's time to ride high. It is time to ride high. So George saying it was Bay that was constantly rinsed on the right-hand side.
Don't get me started.
So,
moments.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
From what I heard, it sounded like Bailly was having a pretty rough match.
Remember when we went to the Newcastle game and Bailly got taken off after like 18 minutes?
Yes.
It was shades of that.
Oh.
Like he was just simply awful. Like 100% at fault for that goal. Like he was just standing there. He stood there while I think it was... I've completely forgotten. It was Juan Bernat who made the forward run to score the goal. And Bailly just stood there looking at him. And people, like even the people on the pitch were like, "What are you doing?" So, and do you know what? To be fair to Ole for taking him off after 30 minutes, like it's clear that he wasn't having a good game whatsoever. He was kind of playing like a hybrid of a centre back and a right back at times. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to jump straight into his race, like give Bay a 3 out of 10. And I'm kind of glad he was taken off so early, so kind of changed the game too.
Honestly, if I remember correctly, Matthew, we were running we did do a 4-3-3 in that match as well, in the Newcastle match. I was trying to think back to it because I thought we did a 3-5-2 in that match. It
was a 4-3-3 in the first half, but remember late in the second half, everyone was just playing anyway. Yeah. Like Pogba was a centre back for 10 minutes, then he was playing as a striker the next bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like today, I think it was a 4-4-2 that he sort of played with Bay at right back, which I could kind of understand it because you can kind of transition into a back three, but at the same time, it just didn't work. And like I said, credit to Ole for noticing that like very early on and completely changing things.
Well, also, I think that means we're probably going to see Bailly again really, really soon, because Ole has done a good job at that. When a player hasn't had a good game, getting them out there again and making it so they can get their confidence back. So, guys, real quick, I'm going to read out your guys' ratings. George Kyle, like I said, George giving Young a 10, says everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. And Zach Starr, 100% absolutely unbelievable. Let's see here. Luke Shaw is the best left back in the league at the moment, says Simon. Yeah, honestly, I'm fine with saying that. Give it to him. Jay Hart said, for such a great game, I give Young a 5. First half was crap for him. When Dalot came in, he got a little bit better. I mean, that's fair, Jay Hart. That's fair. Saban said Young 5. Sammy said Young 7. Ryan Down said positive to see Chong and Greenwood on the pitch. Yeah, loved seeing that. Absolutely loved seeing that. They didn't have a crazy impact on the game, but let me tell you what, I think even like, and I told Matthew this and he can confirm, if we had taken that corner, I was predicting that Mason Greenwood was going to put in a rocket header to score the winner in the Champions League. You
know what? I think you're not a real United fan if you were thinking of a Solskjaer goal happening, or like a Solskjaer 99-esque goal happening in that corner. Yeah, like it was all too good to be true. You're sort of imagining it in your head, like Rashford or Greenwood or whoever on the near post, on the far post rather. Like we're all imagining that, but luckily it didn't even go to that. Yeah,
no, thank God it didn't go to that. So real quick, excuse my language, but fuck Neymar. I absolutely enjoyed watching him cry. He deserves everything he gets. Yeah, Doug, I'm fine with that comment. I am fine with that comment. Nick Archer said Youngie's 6 average. Again, could have been there for the goal, but it was Bay's fault. I think Mark is right by maybe not rated by Ole. Yeah, you're probably right on that, Nick. You are probably right. What a game. It was unbelievable, said Zach. Sorry. Yeah, no, it absolutely was. George Kyle is saying Bailly was absolutely rinsed constantly. That's pretty much what I'm understanding, George. Danny Dobson said Young 8. Sorry, guys. Chat scrolled really fast down. Vandy Candy said Young 9. Saab did say subbed after 35 minutes. Yeah, he was subbed after 35 minutes. Or Paris is red right now. Paris is only red at the moment. Bailly leave the club, and again, look at what a twat Neymar is. Look at his response to the result. Overpaid mercy. Yeah, Jared, you know that Neymar is probably going to go elsewhere. He's probably going to go to Real Madrid. We all know it. We all know it's probably going to happen. I still rate Bailly, even he was playing out of position. George, that's fair. That is fair.
That's true.
I mean, like,
I do have my worries about it though. Like, even if you're playing slightly wider, positionally, you've got to improve. You've got to be way better than that. But no, like, to be fair, was out of position. I still think to some extent he's got a future at the club, but it was just a terrible performance.
Yeah, it was. It was really bad. No, don't get me wrong. So Nana said, I defended Lukaku since Ollie took over, and he rewarded my trust today. Everyone who insulted him should apologize and buy someone a beer. Nana, that's a fair comment because I'm one of those people that insulted Lukaku. But you know what? Look at who I'm wearing, baby. Romelu Lukaku with the 2 goals, baby. That's what we're talking about. Let's see here. I don't see any other ratings. Who do I want in the next round? You know who I want in the next round, honestly? Ajax. I want Ajax. I think that would be a fun match.
What, right? So far, we've got 3 teams who are really beatable. I know, to be fair, we shouldn't discount Ajax, but let's face it, Ajax are quite on the level of like Barcelona or whatever. And then there's Porto, who we should beat. And then there's Spurs.
You know what? Spurs would be fun too, Matthew. Spurs would be fun.
And then likely it will be probably something like Barcelona, Man City, Atletico Madrid, and I've completely forgotten the Bayern Munich. Like, if we can beat PSG with half a squad, we can beat anyone.
I 100% believe that.
Anyone, bring on. Like, and if we get like a Porto or whatever in the quarterfinals, I mean, surely we've got to make it to the semis. And from then on, that momentum's just going to build.
Matthew, don't get me excited over here, man. Come on now. J Hart is saying Ajax or Porto, but knowing us, we'd get Barca or City. You know what? I'm fine with any of them. Bring on anybody. Bring on anybody. I don't care who it is. I was just saying Ajax because I actually think that would be a really fun match to watch. Manchester United, Ajax, and plus we'd really get a look at who exactly Mathis de Ligt is, and people would buy into the fact that we should be buying him. Mystic Doug predicting 3-1 for Porto. Yeah, you did. He did 100%. Nick, we're not. I'm not going to rip off my shirt, bro. Sorry. I get we're in a hotel and that's appropriate for this kind of setting, but we're gonna leave it for now. But Matthew, let's go ahead, move on. Let's move on to that man. I mean, Eric Bailly. I mean, you know what? Let's move past him really quick though.
Yeah, let's just brush past him really. Like I said, 3 out of 10, terrible game. But you know, whatever. I don't care. Well, I do care. That's a lie, but I don't care in the grand scheme of the result.
Yeah,
it is.
That's fair.
In hindsight, actually, him having to come off and Dalot coming on changed the game. So it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, really. You know, the boy took one for the team.
I thought Dalot should have started this match personally. I thought we should have gone with a 4-3-3 because I knew that Fred, Pereira, and McTominay were going to start. I thought putting Dalot up front on that right wing position would have made a lot of sense to me personally. But I'm going to give Bailly I'm going to give him a 3 as well, just because if Matthew said it, I'm going to trust him, and I'm going to give him that 3. So real quick, if you guys want to have your ratings read out, you know, I mean, I'm trying not to be too negative about him because at the end of the day, we managed to pull out the win, and that's what matters at the end of the day right now. So Mo said Bailly 10. You know what? I love it. I love it. And Mo, I can completely understand why you're buzzing. Everybody should be buzzing. Like for the next week, we should still be buzzing. I've got to see some flight time. Sorry guys. I got to respond to this. So I'm going to go ahead and just read your ratings out real quick. Bailly 5 for Nick, Saban 5, J Hart 4 for Bailly. Vandy said Bailly 5. Mo, I already saw your 10. Mo said they're all 10s. That's fair. That is fair. Everyone makes a mistake, and you know you're right, Doug. You are right. Mo, you're spoiling my ratings. So Matthew, let's move on to.
Yeah,
I mean, Chris Smalling next. That cool with you?
Oh, Cristiano Smallbini. I tell you what, right? loads of people are giving McTominay man of the match, and I can understand that. But I might have completely missed something. Chris Smalling was perfect. Like, every time there'd be a ball in the box, Chris Smalling would clear. Like, it was that no-nonsense approach that we needed, and he was genuinely unbelievable today. And I'd even be tempted, like, I know we're being a little bit sort of exaggerating in the ratings, but I would genuinely give Chris Smalling a 10 out of 10. I don't think he did a single thing wrong today. But like I said, I might be missing someone out, and if the comments, know that, then let me know. But I don't think he did anything wrong.
And Matthew, from what I heard when I was listening to that match, I didn't hear Smalling's name mentioned in a bad way, like at all. And I actually heard that he kind of put Mbappe in his place a couple of times too, defensively. So for me,
there was. I'm not sure if you saw it. I've forgotten how late on in the game it was, but there was one chance where I think Mbappe had broken through the defence, but Smalling caught up. Well, he sort of caught up. It was a kind of one-on-one with De Gea, and then he had to try and I think he tried to go round De Gea or something like that. Smalling just slid in at the very last second, and the ball took the tiniest little touch off of him, and then went off the post and out for a corner. Like, that kind of defending is just what you need in those sorts of games. Like Chris Smalling, someone who, we can talk about him not being quite the level of a team who, wants to win every single trophy, but he knows what United's all about. And in those games, he'll do absolutely everything that he can to put in a good performance. And today it was just perfection.
And it really was, Matthew. It was absolute perfection. I'm going to give Smalling a 9. I'm going to give Smalling a 9 because I feel like he very much so earned that 9 as well. Matthew, actually, if you wouldn't mind, I've got to text somebody back. Would you mind reading out the ratings from people?
Of course, do. Right. But George, as per usual, gets a 10. Not surprised one bit. Nakasha says, Smalling 9, so fresh and so clean. He just seems to be on a good run of form. Like, we've seen it a lot with Smalling, to be fair. He goes on good run of forms, and then, the next couple of weeks he just completely messes up. But, I mean, hopefully for the sake of this team, that doesn't happen again. Smalling 8.5, says Omar. Smalling 8 out of 10, says Ryan. See any more ratings. Chris says 9 for Smalling as well. Easy 9, says Maron. And yeah, that's the exact one I'm talking about, George, where he ran into De Gea and Chris Smalling made that inch-perfect tackle. I think that's everyone. Jay Hart saying his passing wasn't so great, but defensively it was a perfect game for him. That's pretty much Smalling, really. Good defender. Pretty poor footballer. He's sort of like the defending equivalent of Romelu Lukaku, who, to be fair, played the last 5 minutes as centre-back, so big up to him for that. And I think that is everything. Saban says Maldini, 8 out of 10. But yeah, so the general consensus really 9 out of 10 probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing some people like down here at the end. Okay, so Omar K said, did you get Omar?
Yeah, I think he gave an 8, 9.
Yeah, so I'm catching up right now. So I see Myron gave him an easy 9. United Heart. Who can't love Manchester United right now? If you're a Manchester United fan and you aren't excited after that, like I honestly would love to know what that troll account Mike LUHG is saying.
Probably Tynan.
Like I would love to know. Eastern. Sorry, guys. Like I said, my flight changed, so I'm trying to work out a couple of things.
Should I go into the next rating then?
So let's Matthew. Actually, I'm good to go now.
All right, cool.
Let's move on to that Iceman. That guy.
I forgot about him.
Victor Lindelof. Like, that's honestly a good thing that you forgot about him because it means he wasn't tested at all today. They were petrified of the Iceman.
Yeah, like we've talked a lot about Bale and Lindelof combination. For me, Bale and Smalling, at least in this season, is definitely the way to go. But again, I'd say he was probably a 9 out of 10. I didn't notice him making so many, last-ditch tackles or whatever, or really important tackles. But really, he just kept that front four completely in his pocket. So for me, in terms of a rating, 9 out of 10. And I think that's what most people are giving it as well. A couple of people saying 10 out of 10, but yeah, 9 out of 10 really is what pretty much everyone's given him.
You know, I'll give him a 10 too. I don't care. I'm riding high right now, and I love Victor Lindelof. And you guys, we're at 16 likes already, so I got to do one thing for you guys. We got to hit that dab, baby. We hit the dab for the big win. We hit it for the big win.
Big dab. He's hit 3 dabs.
We hit those dabs for the big wins because, Matthew, we out here in 2019, baby. We out here in 2019.
It's March 2019, and we're out here in this time.
Like,
Doug asked a good question here. Did you guys play 3-5-2? It was a mishmash of formations, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
I think the start, when attacking, it was a 4-4-2. But when defending, it was more like a 5-3-2.
It was more like a 8 or 9 men behind the ball.
yeah, pretty much. And you know what? I couldn't care less if we did that.
Nope, don't care.
I don't care. We just won 3-1.
Like, there is no reason to care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we won. We won. That's what matters.
It was an only formation you never would know where people are playing. And that sums it up perfectly. Like, for 4-3-3, you see Pogba playing so wide. And it's like, that's not really a 4-3-3. That's like a 4-4-2. And formations are completely changing in terms of Ole's playing style, and just makes it even harder for teams to mark players. And so fun seeing when it works out, though.
So, I mean, Matthew, let's go ahead. Let's get into people's ratings for the Iceman. So, Nick Arch just said, so I'm sorry, I missed one. No, I didn't. So, Nick Arch said Iceman Vic bossed the game, 9.5. Mo said at least a 9. Iceman, another Top Gun performance, 9.5. Lindelof is like winter is coming from Got Solo. Yeah, or let's be real. Victor Lindelof is the Ice King. He is the Ice King. Get real with it. He is that man. We all love Victor Lindelof, and there's no reason not to. Saban said Iceman 9. Vandy said Victor 9. He is our main man now. Yeah, I would honestly be fine with even considering giving him the captaincy. Let's be real. He is the leader on that pitch in the defense. There's no other person that I could see being the leader of that defense but Victor Lindelof at the moment. So Danny said a 10 for the Iceman. Orb said 9.5 for Lindelof. Chris McTeague said Iceman 9 also. Jay Hart said Lindelof also gets an 8. These two are better than Ramos and Varane. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that because guess what? We're in the Champions League still and they're not. Oh, man, we're having a good time. Ooh, George Kyle Lindelof 10. We already knew it was coming. Nick Archer said Andrews 10 out of 10 for the tattoos. Much appreciated, man. George Kyle said Lindelof's stats were incredible. I haven't seen the stats yet, but I will be looking for them. Let's see here. I am not seeing
stats. To be fair for this game was just mental. I saw it from, I think, I've forgotten the exact United account, but they're a stat-based account who are absolutely brilliant on Twitter, quite a new account. They were saying in the first 22 minutes, Man United played 22 passes. 1 pass from the whole team per minute. Like, that just sums up how well we defended and how much we defended.
Well, there was a point in the first half when I looked at this, so I was trying to look at my phone whenever I could to watch the match, and whenever I actually saw it was probably about 15 to 20 minutes in, and I saw that the possession was at 80% PSG, 20% Manchester United. I was like, oof, that's a little excessive, and yet we're still the ones with a goal. It was crazy that, like, I remember actually, like, basically the match had just started and all of a sudden I heard Romelu Lukaku on the breakaway and I was like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden he scored. I lost it. I was like, is it really possible that we're going to come back and do this? And we did it. We did it. Matthew, we got to go ahead. We got to move on from Victor Lindelof. Let's go to Luke Shaw. All I heard about was how great of a game Luke Shaw had defensively. How do you rate him today?
I thought defensively the guy was absolutely unbelievable. Like, I think there was one time where he kind of let the ball nutmeg him, but apart from that, genuinely a fantastic performance. Like, we've seen it over like the last month or two. Luke Shaw's defensive game has improved so much. And to be honest, I give him a 9 out of 10 as well. I don't really think he did much wrong.
And Matthew, genuinely, everything I saw about Luke Shaw on Twitter was about what an amazing defensive performance he put in. That's everybody is talking about it.
I think Drax played on the right wing, Julian Draxler, and every time he got the ball, he was on, playing wide right every single time because Luke Shaw was just blocking that area. He couldn't cross. He had to always come back inside and pass it. And like you saw by about 50, 60 minutes, PSG were just running out of ideas. Just because of how well we defended. And a lot of that was down to Luke Shaw completely nullifying any threat on the right-hand side.
Yep. That's basically what I heard. That's basically what I heard. And like I said, Luke Shaw's name was mentioned quite a few times on the broadcast, and it was only talking about what he was doing defensively. So that it was phenomenal. So Doug, Buffon did make a couple of mistakes. I heard especially on the second goal, I actually saw the mistake where he spilled it off of a shot from Rashford from distance, and then Lukaku was there to just put it in. So that's his one mistake.
For that goal, I mean, most keepers probably would have spilled it because the ball had so much dip on it and actually bounced right before Buffon tried to catch it. And you could sort of, say, okay, fair enough. But when your keeper is as amazing and as experienced as Buffon, it was a bit of a mistake for him, to be honest.
It's one you would expect somebody of Buffon's quality and level to come up with it, basically.
He just seems to have such bad luck in the Champions League. Like that's probably maybe his last season, if not next season. And the chances are he's going to, I've forgotten who said it. I think it was Doug who said it. Probably one of the best ever players to not win a Champions League.
Yep, probably.
You know what? Yeah.
He had his chance, though. He had his chance. He should have been the one to come here instead of Van der Sar. He had his chance.
You're 41 years old.
But you know what?
A mistake.
Matthew, I'll take Van der Sar any day. I'll take him. I don't care. Okay. Sorry, we got VDS, and you stayed where you were at. You had your chance.
See, all brought up a good point here saying Neymar is full of hate on Instagram. I saw something like that. Now, I don't know if that's a real one, but if that's a real one, then Neymar is one of the saltiest people alive. And it is absolutely hilarious. Just go see it on Twitter. Type in Neymar Instagram United or something like that. And you'll see some of the absolute state of the post that he's brought up.
Oh, man. Get out of here, Neymar. Nobody cares. But, guys, let's read out your ratings for Luke Shaw really quick. I'm sorry. We got off on a little bit of a tangent there. Nick Archer said, Cool Hand Luke, 9, smooth operator. Omar K said, Luke Shaw, 10. George Kyle said, Luke Shaw, 10. Omar said, stay away, Barca. You know what? Yeah, stay away. I want Luke Shaw. Give that man – I'm happy that man's got his contract. I'm happy. Chris McTeague said Shaw 9 also. Saban said Shaw 10. Vandy said Shaw 9 again. Him and Victor are rocks at the back. Yeah, 100%. Jay Hart said Shaw gets a 9 for me. Did we even see Mbappe on the pitch? I mean, I didn't hear Mbappe's name really mentioned much, which says a lot.
I think Mbappe had a few chances, but he just seemed to have slipped every time he got in the box. It was sort of like, I'm not sure if you watched the Real Madrid game, but there was a chance late on that Real Madrid had to make it. I think it was 4-2 or whatever, and I think Benzema just slipped right in front of goal, and that was Mbappe the whole game. He'd do quite well to get in certain positions, but he just bottled it.
Yeah,
he absolutely put it today.
So Mo said Shaw 10. Omar K said Luke Shaw 10 for the last 10 games. You know what? That's fair, Omar. He's been so solid defensively. Can you rock the kit at work tomorrow? Louis, I wish I could, but I'm going to rock the kit on the flight home, baby. I can tell you that much. And then I'm not seeing anybody else's rating for Luke Shaw. So, Matthew, we got to move on. We got to move on to that midfield. Scott McTominay, your favorite Scottish man.
Boy.
How do you rate Scott today?
For those who watched the United Stands review, I think Mark Goldwich sums it up absolutely perfectly. But this whole time, up until recently, we've asked ourselves, what is Scott McTominay? What does he actually offer? But I tell you what, in this game, playing in such an inexperienced midfield, never mind a midfield that have barely played together in such a broken squad. As a defensive midfielder, he was just almost flawless. It was sort of like what, not really the same play style, but to the same effect of what Marquinhos had in the last game, where he completely nullified Pogba. Like, you just didn't see much from their midfield. Maybe apart from Verratti, had one or two good periods in the game, but Scott McTominay, I mean, I've called him mayonnaise, whatever, bang average. And I still think, he's not quite United level, but this is the game that he announced himself as a player who could actually be that. So,
Matthew, I'm cool with whatever. Like, honestly, from what once again, another player that I've seen quite a lot about on the socials, and I all I heard about is that he basically was a rock as a CDM.
I think George brings up a good point in that he did give the ball away quite a lot, but at the same time, defensively he was inch perfect. Again, like, I don't remember really a chance where he could have made a tackle or he should have got in there and he didn't. Like, it was just absolute tenacity at his finest. So Scott gets a 9 out of 10.
You know what? I'll give him a 9 too. I'll give him a 9 too because, like you said, defensively, I mean, he was mentioned a few times about how he was breaking up play, and I didn't hear much about his passing, which also probably says a lot too. But there's no problem with being a little bit more optimistic today about whatever anybody did because we came away with a win. So George Kyle said McTominay 10. That was apparently a translation of Neymar, his message on Instagram. Okay, so Orb's talking about the Instagram post. Nick Archer said McTerminator 9. I'm so excited for the whole midfield crew. Yeah, fair enough, Nick. Saban said Scottish Messi 9. Myron said 10. Vandy said 9. Shielded the back line perfectly. Ryan Downs said 9. Chris McTeague said Scott 8. George, I love the.
George brought up a good point here. McTominay is lucky not to get a card. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but there was a sort of 50-50 going into the ball. I don't think McTominay had the ball or was going to, and Marquinhos sort of ran to him. McTominay just out of nowhere absolutely close-lined him, WWE style, straight in the neck. And as soon as it happened, I thought, you've gone and got yourself sent off here. But why have you done that? But I don't even think you got a card for it. And to be honest, if I was that ref, I would have given him a yellow at the very least.
I mean, if it was the other ref, he probably would have just gotten a straight red.
What's funny, Doug, when you bring up that poster idea, that the Neymar poster I've got right now is him doing a crying celebration. So, all ties in well.
So real quick, Mo said McTominay 8. I know he had I know he did well defensively, but we had 28% possession. So very fair, very fair. And like Orb said, the beard don't care. 9s and 10s all over the place. You're 100% right. I don't care. It's time to just be nothing but happy because we moved on to the next round, and there's no reason not to be happy. So Matthew, let's go ahead and move up the midfield. Let's go to Fred. From my understanding, Fred had a pretty damn good game. So how do you rate Fred today?
I think he sort of made up for McTominay's shortcomings in terms of passing and carrying the ball. Like, what Fred did really well, was actually carry the ball from defence to attack. Like, don't get me wrong, this season form previous to this game has been absolutely dismal for him. Like, he's been unable to find any real consistency. Only put in one really noteworthy performance. But again, like one or two other people, this was a game that he really announced himself. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic today. So, 8 out of 10 for me.
You know what? I was going to give him an 8 out of 10 just because of, like I said, I heard that he had a very good game overall. Really looked comfortable, and he probably will look more comfortable in European football, which that's okay. But guys, I have to let you know right now, and Matthew, I'm kind of, not that I'm trying to rush you, but my boss did just tell me I need to come back and pick him up from the job site. So we're going to go ahead. We have to kind of speed through these a little bit more. So I'm sorry. I will not be reading out your guys' ratings for the rest of this time because we have to get through the stream really quick. I apologize now, but I know you also understand. So, I mean,
Pereira's next.
Pereira's going to be next, guys.
Yep.
So Pereira, tell your boss to get pet. George.
I just read that at the same time. Brilliant.
You know what, but guys, honestly, this is one of those that I mean, Fred is somebody that I absolutely am ecstatic for, that he did put in a good performance. And then Pereira, tell your boss you have Ollie fever. Yeah, I probably could pass that one off, but I'm just going to use I got a different excuse for why I'm going to be a little bit late. Can't mess up the check. Your new baby on the way. Yeah, exactly, Sav. Exactly. Have you ever heard of an Uber? Well, in fairness, he did just let me book a very expensive flight to get home early. So got to do whatever I can. Furman, good to see you. Good to see somebody new. But guys, Pereira, how do you rate Pereira today, Matthew?
Pereira, I thought it was a good game from him. I don't think it was absolutely amazing, but again, like Fred, he kind of carried the ball well. I think a lot of the time he had to play wide left, especially after the base substitution, where he changed into more of a 4-4-2 when attacking. So it's a little bit hard for him once or twice, but I'd probably give him a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Again, it was just another very solid game.
You know what? Just because I want to be optimistic and positive, I'm giving Pereira an 8. I'm giving him an 8. Like,
as well.
He just did everything he needed to do. And at the end of the day, Andres Pereira, after that goal that he had on the weekend, you know what? I'm willing to let that ride even a little bit more high. So Vegas, just, baby isn't here yet. Baby isn't due until June 7th. But we got to keep making the money for the baby, right? So guys, I mean, it is awesome that, I really appreciate you guys all being excited for me with the baby. And you guys will get to meet her, I promise, when she does come. So, I mean, but Andres Pereira for me, I mean, I'm happy that Ollie realizes that he should be playing further up the pitch. That's one thing that I am really happy about, because he is better playing further up the pitch. And for me, people talk about the fact that Fred was probably going to be a Pogba replacement. Pereira might actually be a better Pogba replacement because of the way that he attacks the game. He is better suited to kind of play as at that number 10, number 8 position, which is basically what Ollie said. I think he said that he's more not suited to be a 6. He's more suited to be an 8 or a 10, which I don't disagree with. I don't. Yep. So Nick, we don't do donations yet. Maybe I'll set up Streamlabs sometime, but right now I'm just happy to be here with you guys. And, if we get to 1,000 subs at some point, that's cool. That's cool. But I'm just happy to be here with you guys. Pereira is more physical, like Pogba. Yeah, and George, you're absolutely right about that. You are absolutely right about that. So Matthew, let's move further up the pitch. Let's go ahead. I realize that we kind of have a little bit of a weird scenario. I'm going to go ahead and throw Dalot in there because Dalot needs to be rated like he was a starter. So how do you rate for Dalot today?
I think when he came on, he completely changed the game. I think in the second half, he was a little bit quieter. Decision-making wasn't quite there. But from the rest of that first half, you just saw such a massive change. And for that alone, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Like it was that substitution that changed it for us.
And it's the second game in a row that he's been the game changer. Second game in a row, Dalot has been the game changer.
Maybe we're going to a big game, like playing a diamond or something. And then, if things aren't working out in the second half, we bring him on and chase things about. That could be his role.
Yeah, Hamza, by the way, 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree. It's impossible not to be happy. And Dalot, for me, I'm excited to see what his future holds at Manchester United. He's somebody that I believe could be on that next level of somebody that is just the future of the right wing, or at the very least, the right back spot for us. The right back is somebody for us that we have had a problem with for a while. And if we are able to get Dalot either playing at the right wing, and I actually think he really still would be a great right back a great right back for Manchester United. So just for me, I'll be happy to have him in either position. But like Matthew mentioned, I think he's the perfect player to come in and play on the right wing in the big games and kind of treat it exactly how we treated how PSG treated us. You know, it's impossible not to like. Matthew, by the way, could you take care of that? And then
every single time I look away from the comments, something happened.
You're all good, man. But Matthew, let's go ahead. Let's move up that pitch even more because, Dalot came in, played on the right wing. But Marcus Rashford scored the winner, baby. He scored that winner. And you know what? Penalty, no penalty is what it is, whatever. I don't care. We you know what? After the fact that, Kimpembe should have been sent off in the first match. He wasn't. It's kind of a makeup call, if you wanted to put it that way. Kind of a makeup call. So, Matthew, how do you rate Marcus Rashford today?
Tell you what, like I said, the boy's got balls the size of Scotland. But to willingly go up and take that penalty, knowing that that's going to, have such an impact on your season, unbelievable. 10 out of 10. But you literally cannot fault that. I don't care from the fact that, apart from that shot that led to the Lukaku goal, he didn't really have much to do. That moment alone, for the fact that he was a match winner, you can't give him anything less than a 10.
I was going to give him a 10 no matter what, because he did score that winner in a match where, like I said, and you saw it in the preview, guys. If you watched my preview, you know that I didn't have confidence going into this match. And I am 100% wrong in my assessment pre-match. I'm okay to admit that. I'm okay to admit that I'm wrong. And he just 100%, he stepped up with that confidence and just buried it home. And Lukaku did, apparently Lukaku has already come out and said, that he said, Marcus, go take it. He told Marcus to go take it. Cold-blooded, Marcus gets a 10, and it seems like all of you guys agree. I haven't seen anybody not give him a 10. So
just realised that's 2 games in a row now that Lukaku's been on a hat-trick and given a last-minute penalty to someone else.
I think it's because Lukaku realizes he's not good at penalties.
Oh, yeah. He's dreadful at penalties, too.
I think if he was better at penalties, he would take them. But 100%, because he is not good at them, he gives them up. And I actually highly respect that.
Yep.
So,
but at least he actually knows his flaws in that regard.
Matthew, is it fair to say, I know Lukaku kind of had the 2 goals, and he probably should be man of the match, but can we just give Marcus Rashford man of the match?
I'd say it's between 4 players, really. Marcus Rashford, McTominay, Smalling, and Lukaku. Any of them 4 deserve it 100%.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I would, but I'm going to give it to Marcus Rashford because he scored the winner. He scored the winner. And in my opinion, the instant you score a winner, especially in something, you know what? Jay Hart, I love that. Ollie is going to get the 10 out of 10, and Ollie is going to get the man of the match. I love it. Ollie gets man of the match because at the end of the day, Ollie's the one that lined up that team. But Matthew, real quick, before we go to Ollie, Romelu Lukaku. 10 out of 10.
The boy is an absolute predator in front of goal. Don't get me wrong, second half, a couple of build-up was pretty poor. But again, I could not care less about that. Couldn't care less. He scored the 2 goals to get us in the lead, and he offered Rashford the penalty. So, again, you can't fault him. You can't fault him 10 out of 10.
10, I'm 100% game, 10 out of 10. And Lukaku...
Well, for me, I'd say that could be his best performance in a Man United shirt.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
In terms of the biggest impact he's had.
George gave Lukaku a 10. George gave everybody 10s in case you didn't already see it. I think the only person he didn't give a 10 to was Bai. But guys, there's Ollie. We got to go ahead and move on to Ollie. But Thomas, by the way, good game. You said Vamos PSG. Good game. Good game. Oh, I'm sorry. You're a Manchester United fan. I can barely see that you've got Paul Pogba as you're saying vamos PSG. You're saying get out of here. Cool. Yeah. Later PSG. Will there be all 4 English teams in the quarterfinals? George, possibly. I mean, I could see it happening.
I think there'll be 3 teams in the quarters. The other team will be Liverpool because they've got Bayern Munich away from home. And Bayern Munich got a 0-0 draw at Anfield.
That's true. That is true. So, Matthew, lastly, but not leastly, I mean, listen, end of the day, I would love to give Tahith Chong and Mason Greenwood ratings. But end of the day, they really didn't affect anything. And, I mean, listen, actually, I really like the way that Tahith Chong came on and ran with the ball a couple of times. I mean, I'm sure that you noticed that as well, Matthew.
He did that, but one thing that really scared me was the last minute when he did that. He tried to run the ball in the midfield, and I was thinking, "Oh no, don't do this, Steve." And then, to be fair, I think he lost the ball and then got it back a few seconds later, and I think he knew at that point about just clear it. Then he cleared it. So, to be fair to me, he learned that. But yeah, you could see that his inexperience was there, but it was just so good to actually see them on the pitch and actually, being able to carry the ball and make a few runs. So, future's bright for the boy.
So Lukaku man of the match, Ollie has brought back the winning spirit. Yeah, no, leave it out, UK. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. But end of the day, I honestly was predicting that if Mason Greenwood came on, he was going to score the winner, that he somehow would score the winner. And honestly, if it wasn't for that corner, I mean, the corner going to a penalty, I 100% believe that he would have scored the winner. There's the trailer. Ooh, yikes. So, guys, lastly but not leastly, we have to rate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it's a 10 out of 10. Matthew, if you say anything but 10 out of 10, I will come to Scotland and hit you.
17 out of 10, 147 out of 10, 2,000 out of 10.
2019 out of 10, because we out here in 2019, baby.
See, that's why you've got this channel. You come up with ideas like that. Somebody. But yeah, Ole, oh, what a man. Like, he's just made himself an even bigger United legend for that alone.
He is the biggest Manchester United legend of all time now.
Like, I genuinely think he deserves a statue.
Give him the statue. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what? I don't care if we were to hire somebody else. Give him the statue now, even if we hire somebody else.
In '99.
Yeah.
And you know what? I absolutely loved Rashford's celebration. It was the knee slide. And it was when I just saw a picture of it, I thought, he's done that intentionally. He's done that knee slide intentionally because of a last-minute goal in the European comeback. He knows.
Hey, Kazim, you know what? I was honestly going to put out the tweet. I've been thinking about putting it out there. But I was like, let's be real. If Ollie came up to you and said, let's do it, let's go fuck somewhere. If you said no, if you said you would say no, you're a liar. You're a liar. Like, if I don't care what you say, if Ollie, whatever Ollie wants, Ollie gets right now. I really hope that he wants the likes of Jadon Sancho and he wants the likes of Mathis Delec. I hope he wants the likes of Ruben Neves. I hope that he wants all these players because I don't see how you could turn him down right now. Whatever Ollie wants, Ollie gets. Give it to him. The man has earned it. The man has earned this job. Somebody that when he was brought in, nobody could tell me that he was going to be this good. I knew that he was going to come in and bring optimism, but if you were to tell me, and I think Mr. Exclusive is the only one that said that he could come in and do something like that. Like, I will, like, honestly, if I get the chance to meet Ollie, I am going to give that man the biggest hug in the world. Biggest hug in the world. Yeah, Nick, sorry. But guys, we got to wrap it up there. I'm sorry that we didn't get the chance to read out your guys' ratings at the end. But Matthew, I got to let you shout out everything because you were telling me about your idea. And honestly, I'm probably going to buy at least 2 at this point with your idea. But guys, I just want to say real quick, Manchester United pulled off something that nobody thought was possible. Nobody thought we were going to go in there and do that. Nobody. And yet we came out there and we put in the performance we needed to. And we won. We won that match. and we are moving on to the quarterfinals. I am just in absolute shock. Absolute shock. And you know what? We're past 25 likes. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and bam, bam, bam.
He's changing it up.
Bam. Because I also, I don't really have a lot of room back here to move. So I gave you guys a little bit of a dance. So Matthew, tell everybody about your deal you're going to be doing.
Yeah, sure. At the moment, I've got everything on offsidegraphics.com 10% off, which seems to have worked well so far. However, I'm thinking, you know what? Because of that night, I may as well just put a big fat discount on Man United posters. I'm not sure of the exact amount, but it'll be done tomorrow. And obviously, I'm going to make a poster based on that night.
I love it. I'll buy it.
Done tomorrow, depending on how much time I've got with studying and stuff. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow or Friday, I'll have all that done. So stay tuned for that. Links in the description, as I'm sure. So have a look.
Oh, link is in the description, people. Link is in the description. But ladies and gentlemen, can you believe what just happened? Manchester United pulled off the comeback that nobody thought was possible after the way that the home tie went. Nobody would have thought that we could go in there and win 3-1. If you were saying that, you were being very, very, very optimistic. Everybody was saying it can happen. Guess what? It did happen. Manchester United, these guys right here, this club right here, the club that we all love, they pulled off the biggest comeback that we could possibly ever imagine. I love this club so damn much. Bye, Paris. Bye, PSG. Have fun at home. Go cry. Later. But guys, just genuinely, I really do hope that you all have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at and whatever you are doing. Keep doing you, because I love you guys. Manchester United love you guys. And you guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your night, folks.